Want your magic carpets in the shop? Well, don't worry, pal. I've got you covered. We're going to talk all about Disney World transportation, get you everything you need to know so that you can know how to get to Orlando, to your resort, and how to get to the parks from there. So this is step 8 of 13 when planning your Walt Disney World vacation. So be sure to watch your children. Keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the vehicle at all times, and together we vacation. Pal, it's Jordan Ashley, and I'm here to help you have the most magical vacation on earth. So I'm going to help you stress less so you can focus on the memories. Be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on a video. Today we're talking all about Disney transportation, and you could be coming from all over the world. So are you going to come to the most magical place on earth via bus, via train, on a plane, or are you going to drive? There are so many different options for you on your vacation. If you are flying, be sure to book those tickets early and think about how you're going to get to the resorts. And also, if you're a travel hacker like me, be sure to use those travel points. If you want more information on that, we can talk about it on our personalized consult call together. Now, I am a travel planner, and you can use my vacation planning services at no cost to you, which might be helpful in this stage. Now, I'm not going to give you a direct recommendation of how to get to the Orlando area, because the answer is not universal. You can come from all over the world, and it really depends on where you want to stay, and there's a lot of factors that go into deciding how you are going to get to Orlando. So we can talk about that on our call together. Check the description box below to figure out how we can do that. But let's talk about how do you get from the Orlando area, where you're going to be dropped off via train, bus, or plane, and how you're going to get to the Disney World Resort, or potentially wherever you're staying off property. Now, if you are driving here to Orlando or the Disney area, then this next section will not apply to you, so go ahead and look in the chapter section and you can skip to the next one. That will apply to you greatly, so go ahead and do that now if that is you. But if you did come in via bus, plane, or train, or some other mass transit to the Orlando area, you have to decide how you're going to get to your resort, right? So there are lots of different options. You can do a ride share, you can rent a car, you can take some mass transit like the Sunshine Flyer or Mears or some other mass transit option, and there are so many out there. Some are definitely better than others, and we can talk about that too. But which one you choose really depends on where you're staying, what you would like to do during your vacation. So let me just give you an example. So if you plan on coming to the Walt Disney World Resort, staying on Disney property at a Disney resort, and you don't plan on doing anything else, you don't plan on going to Universal or potentially doing a cruise line for part of your vacation, if you plan on coming to Disney World and staying at Disney World, you will not need anything other than a ride share. That would be my recommendation to you. Take that ride share to the resort and stay there. You will have other transportation options coming up in the next section. Now, if you plan on staying off property, it's a different story. So if you are staying off property, off Disney World property, potentially in a vacation community or a resort community, there are a few really great ones in this area. We are a huge tourist district after all, and they really cater to guests coming in from all over the world. So there's some great options out there. So if that's what you choose, and that's in one of our previous videos, so be sure to check out the playlist after this, then I suggest getting a rental car. Now, if you were one of my guests, I will help you figure out which one's the best one for you and kind of optimize the rental car process for you, because it is going to be key for you to have a rental car. You're going to be driving from the downtown area to the Disney Resort. You're going to be driving from your place that you are staying, wherever that is, to the Disney property each and every day in order to go to one of the Disney parks. Now, you will have to pay for parking, and you will have to finagle to get in if you want to do a resort day where you like kind of park hop, but at the resort. So you do a resort hopping day. Those are really fun. You'll need that. You'll need that to drive to the grocery store and then back to the airport or the bus station or what have you. So definitely get that rental car. Now, if you are going to be staying in one of our Good Neighbor hotels, so one of the hotels that is either on Disney property that is not a Disney resort, or slightly off property but still affiliated with Disney, they still have some contracts with Disney, and they're great properties to stay at. They do have shuttles that take you to the parks, but it's going to be very different than taking Disney resort transportation that we're going to be talking about next. It is going to be typically 2 to 4 times in the morning, and then 2 to 4 times they will send shuttles to either drop you off or pick you up. Now, that means you have to schedule them ahead of time, and they can be a little bit tricky. So it's honestly not my favorite option. A lot of times I will suggest my guests go ahead and drive there. It ends up being worth it for the convenience and time, but that is your decision. So while you might get the resort for a little bit cheaper, it comes at its own cost. So just convenience, right? It's time to talk about Disney Resort transportation. Now this is the big one. This is the one that I think I'm gonna have individual videos about coming out soon. So be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss out. I also will let you know in my newsletter. And of course, if you are one of my guests, I will outline the exact routes and which ones you should take for your vacation. But let's talk basics here. So there are so many different types of transportation for the Disney property. There are buses, there's the monorail, there's boats, there's the Skyliner, there's the minivans. Now the minivans is the one thing that is not included. That is a special service where they will come pick you up, kind of like a ride share, but it is decked out, looks like Minnie, and of course they have impeccable service. They will drop you off actually behind the scenes a little bit. So you're not going to be directly behind the scenes the way that you might be for one of the VIP tours or potentially for one of the backstage tours, but you will be able to be dropped off at a special location from your minivan so that you can get into the parks easy peasy. Now that is an option that is a paid service, but the rest are included with a trip to Disney World. So I love going to the parks just to take my kids on the different transportation options. Now, the one that's the most common and is at all of the resorts is your buses. So we're going to start with that. Your Disney buses are great because they kind of run not all day, but they will run 45 minutes before the entry time for resort guests, which is a little bit earlier than if you are a non-Disney resort guest. So you will get to get on the buses and go to the resorts, and they run all throughout the day. So it's a little bit more convenient than the previous shuttle experience that we talked about. Also, the buses tend to be a little bit larger, so you won't have to reserve your times and things like that. But I will tell you, at the end of a long day, you might be a little exhausted, and it does become a little bit tiresome to just have to get onto a bus in order to go back to your resort. They do tend to fill up at the end of the day when the park closes and everyone's trying to get home or back to their warm cozy beds and a shower. So that is the buses, but I still would recommend taking them. That is probably still your best option. If you are staying in some of the other resorts, particularly some of the deluxe and moderate resorts, you are gonna have the opportunity to take potentially the monorail directly to the Magic Kingdom and the Epcot. So that would be your Contemporary, your Grand Floridian, and the Polynesian. You can also take a boat from those locations, not from the Contemporary, but from the Polynesian and the Grand Floridian, as well as the Wilderness Lodge and Fort Wilderness. You're going to be able to take a boat to the Magic Kingdom. Now, they only go to the Magic Kingdom. You can't take this deserves some video. So you cannot take the boats to the different resorts. However, you could take the monorail to the different resorts. So that's a really cool day outing if you would like to go on it. There's also other resorts kind of similar to that where you can get on the Skyliner. In the Skyliner from the Riviera, the Boardwalk, the Yacht and Beach Club, and then also two value resorts, the Pop Century and the Art of Animation, and then also the Caribbean Beach Resort. That is a great option, a moderate level resort that is on the Skyliner track, and that is a great option for getting into Epcot and to Hollywood Studios. So there is a lot more that can go into Disney transportation, whether you are taking it for the adventure in and of itself, or you are taking it to get into the parks. I would highly recommend it. Now, some people have recommended you park at Disney Springs, and so you don't have to pay for parking at one of the theme parks, and then take transportation to get into the theme parks. Well, yes, technically that could work, and I can tell you some ways that you can kind of get around certain things. I'm not going to do that in this video because one, typically it ends up wasting so much of your time, it is not worth it. And two, there just can come a lot of difficulties with that, which I don't want you to have to stress out about while you're on your vacation. If you would like personalized tips for how to enjoy theme park transportation, whether it is for your resort stay or if it is for just a resort hopping day, there are a lot of great opportunities there, and I would love to give you some personalized tips and tricks. So be sure to look down in the description box below. You can get on a personalized call with me and schedule a call via Calendly or request a time. You can email me at jordanashley@fantasticalvacations.com, or you can fill out a guest interest form down below, and you can connect with me here, where I would love to have you join our community where we really strive to build memories through travel. And we do that with our whole families, kids included, the little ones and all. So I would love to see you there, but until then, I will see you in my next video.